Welcome to the Winds of Jupiter yearly tarot reading. Hard to believe we're going in teen. When we were young, we felt invincible. And now I hear about events in the future and I wonder, will I be alive? Now I'm going to be doing an energy point chakra spread. The cards on the very left are the past. The cards on the very right are the future. And the cards in the center are the chakra points. From the bottom left, which is the base of your spine, your sourcing and urgings, and then up to the sacrum or pelvic for growth and spiritual awakening. And then up above that, it's the solar plexus for your feeling and sensing. And now this pillar is your unconscious self. And the cards in the center are the heart of the matter. And then the cards on the right to that, from bottom to top, is the throat for communicating and teaching. And above that is the third eye for vision or enlightenment. And above that is the crown for knowing and understanding. Let's go back to the past cards and see what's happened. The first card I pulled, the main card for the past, was the Tower. Everybody goes, oh, there's a collapse happening, and it's a bummer. But in reality, the Tower card is a neutral card. It's what you do with it. It's what your situation was. It's an awakening card. You can even consider this card a self-correcting card, because it's dispensing with things, releasing you from things that you no longer need in your life. And hopefully you're having epiphanies and making realizations that you don't need these things anymore. You can consider this a sudden or just a change in circumstances. The Tower isn't a bad thing. I like the Tower. It's time to push the big reset button. And the funny thing here is the clarification cards are giving me an idea why the Tower came into action. You receive the Knight of Cups and the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is the conflict card. A lot of times it's an internal struggle. But then you have the Knight of Cups, and he's offering an opportunity of a lot of things in his cup. Love and affection to even business opportunities. But all in all, he's a peacemaker. He's a lover. He's not a fighter. And here it's conjoined with the Five of Wands, the card of conflict. So something hit ahead with some struggles. And then it was ameliorated. I don't know if it was by someone, because that's the Knight, can represent somebody in your life, or maybe it was you that's finally making peace. But down there in the base of your spine, for your sourcing and urgings, you receive the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Cups. The Wheel is saying this is an auspicious time for you to act. You know, the Tower came into action and now you understand what's going on. You understood that there was some kind of conflicts going on. And here this Knight of Cups now is turned into the King of Cups, the mature king that understands his emotions and has mastered them at the same time. The king comes into action to help you attain your long-term goals. And obviously there's going to be some type of luck involved in this. Fates of fortune with the Wheel of Fortune there. And the cards up above for your sacrum or pelvic, for your spiritual awakening and growth of all kinds, you receive the Nine of Wands and the Star card. The Nine of Wands is a card about waiting. You've been through some battles, and now you're in a timeout. It's like you're waiting for something. But this card also indicates that you're nearing a finish line. There's going to be a few more small skirmishes, but you are going to be leaping over the finish line. And the Star card is saying there's going to be some hope and healing going on here. This card is about getting your bearings. You know, the stars up in the celestial sky are fixed, and we use them down on Earth for us to find our position on Earth and where we're going. And this card here is there for orientation, for you to find out what direction you want to go in Because there's been some changes in the past, and now you're looking forward to the future with the Wheel and the King. And the cards up above that is the Lovers and the Six of Pentacles. And this is for your sensing and feeling, so you're actually knowing that something good's coming out of this. The Lovers card is about making more deep-seated bonds in your relationships. And this is from a lover to family, friends, and even a business partner, a companion of some sort. But this Lovers card is a decision card. Just this morning I was looking up some words, mystery and secret, and it said look up crisis. And the word crisis in Latin actually means to make a decision. And this Lovers card is about making a decision. It's vice versus virtue. It's decision versus deeds. And then they equal consequences. So you have to be careful of what you do decide, in particular with love, because it can have a lot of ramifications. And the Six of Pentacles is the give and take card. A lot of times in relationships, there's a giver and then there's a taker, and there's not a lot of balance. One's exploiting the other. But sometimes we prefer relationships like that, for one person to step forward more and do all of the hard things while the other person just supports them. There's an aspect of generosity about this card, but you have to do without desire. The number 6 is the number of love, but it is attached to sacrifices. Since this is a Pentacle card, it could be about finances and money, health and well-being. It could indicate change of jobs, promotions, bonuses. But this card is seeking balance of what you're giving and what you're taking. Now the cards in the center for the heart of the matter, you receive the Hierophant, the Six of Wands, and the King of Wands. Now the Hierophant is the representation of a pope or a shaman. The Hierophant rules Taurus. So this is your card. This card could be personifying you. And the word Hierophant in Latin means to show or make known. The presence of this card indicates someone is seeking a truth. This could also be a rites of passage. Something's happening in your life or somebody close to you that is changing. A child is going to college, a graduation, an engagement, a marriage. This card is about blessings or warnings. What's in front of the Hierophant is the known. And then he has 2 pillars on each side of him for good and evil, right and wrong. And what's behind him is the esoteric knowledge of secrets. You can consider this a path to spiritual enlightenment. But in a funny way, this card is about the nature of man. It's not an awakening card like the Tower card. But whatever's happening here is a good thing because you've got the Six of Wands. And this is a card of victory. You had some type of acumen to win a battle or a competition. And now you're being honored. If not only just patting yourself on the back and saying, yeah, good job, guy. And this is with the King of Wands, too. Got a lot of wand cards coming in here off and on. Some fire energy. You know, this could be Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Somebody in your life, male or female. But this card is about determination and ambition, inspiration, creativity. And Wands is about spirituality. So there's some really mature energy going around in the heart of the matter. Whatever happened with the Tower in the past and the conflicts, you're straightening out. It's balancing itself out. And now we're going to your conscious side, and you receive the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles down in the throat for communicating and teachings. Now you've been through a lot of things, and it's saying here that it's time to make some decisions. The Two of Pentacles can be about decisions, balance, partnership, but it can also be about opposing forces too. And you juggling them, keeping the balls in the air. Sometimes it's not an easy thing to do. With the Ace of Pentacles with it, is saying that there's a new promise. There's a new value in life that's coming in. This is a card that's promising more success with money, career, business matters. And it can even indicate eclipsing financial struggles. But with any ace card, this is only a promise. You're the one that has to roll up your sleeves and do the hard work. And that's what it's saying in the cards up above for your third eye, for your envisioning and seeing. Third eye from your pineal gland, enlightenment. You receive the King of Wands again because he's down there in the center, in the heart of the matter too. And then you receive the Ten of Wands, which is saying, yeah, it's been a lot of hard work. There's been some burdens. You've taken on a lot of responsibility. But the King of Wands next to the Ten of Wands is saying you have the energy and the ambition to want to move forward. And the Ten of Wands is saying you're getting to the end. The number is a completion. Not a completion, it's an ending. A new beginnings card. You're going to be throwing those wands down. There's going to be some new challenges coming up in your life. And it's agreed upon with the cards up above too. Because you received the Page of Wands, another fire energy card, and the Magician. The Page is young, but he brings in ideas and messages, news. He heralds news like the town crier. So it's saying here something's going to come in. Some type of news is going to change things. And new things are coming in because you have the Magician. You're going to take your ideas and make them into some type of substance, a reality. The Magician makes something out of nothing by his willpower. And they say it's energy from the cosmos coming down to earth. That's why he's pointing to the sky and down to earth. He's got a connection somewhere. He's hardwired in between both these dimensions. And it has to do with ideas. And his planet is Mercury for communication. So you've got the Page of Wands about communication, and you've got the Magician. So there's going to be something with words and messages coming in. And now the future cards. You receive the Three of Wands, another fire energy card, and the High Priestess. The Three of Wands is a motion card. You're moving forward. You've made plans. The guy has his back to you in the card because he's looking to the future. It's time to launch your plans. You're looking over the horizon feeling like the world is your oyster. And as Shakespeare said, and with sword I shall open. But here it's saying too, not to ignore your inner voice with the High Priestess, because she is about intuition. You know, she brings messages down from the cosmos. And you have to be very vigilant to hear her subtle whispers about what she's teaching you. You know, the King of Cups too is about intuition. All the Cups cards are. Back in your past, you had the Knight of Cups. And I think you were getting a glimmer of some intuition, but you weren't really listening to it. All of a sudden, now you've got the King paired with the Wheel of Fortune. You're listening to your inner self, your base of your spine, all the way up through and then going into the future. The High Priestess is here to help you find your higher self, connect you to spirituality. And back there with the Nine of Wands and the Star card, you were starting to mature now, after all the changes of the Tower in the past. If you notice, you have the Magician up in the crown for your understanding and knowing. And then the card next to the Magician, the number 2 card, is the High Priestess, and she's about spiritual self. So you are discovering yourself this year. And you're going to find some truths about it because the Hierophant is in the heart of the matter. And you're going to have some victories with that because you have the Six of Wands and the King of Wands, along with the Hierophant. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.